Got to give the people. That's right. This is a brand new one in 2021, son. Get a people what they want. What's up, y'all? I got no mask. I'm doing it. Mr. Bass right here. We're about to do some review. Get ready for this test tomorrow. Because that's how we roll nowadays. Test on test on test. All right, so hopefully this video will be short. You can pause and make stuff happen, but I tried to pre-write stuff so it goes fast. Exponent rules and modeling with fractional exponents. This is a test review. All this stuff should get on your paper, all right? There are two topics on your test. First one is exponent rules. The second one is modeling with fractional exponents, okay? So recognize that's what you're going to be tested on. Big star. Make yourself a toolkit tonight. Toolkits are key. Put anything you want, half page, front and back. Make sure you do that. So let's get to it. The first thing we're talking about is simplifying using exponents and exponent rules. All right. So I'm looking at this first one, letter A. And this is looking like a quotient rule, right? So this is quotient rule, which is meaning I'm going to have to subtract. So what do? I'm going to take my fraction first. I know I got this fraction 12 over 36. Cool. I see x is 2 minus this thing, remember, which is an invisible 1, right? So that's x to the first power. Y is, let's see, negative 3 minus negative 8, which if you plug that into your calculator, that ends up actually being 5. And then W is 1 minus 4, which is negative 3. So I get to here. Now there's some work that I got to do. Can't have negative exponents, and I got to simplify fractions. Simplify that fraction if you haven't done it already. Yes, it will be wrong if you don't, right? So 12 over 36, I could divide both of these. Now, I could go 12, but if you didn't see it, if I went by, let's say 6, divide by 6, you end up with 2 over 6, which then you could simplify both of those by 2, which is 1/3. So I now have 1/3. Remember, there's this invisible fraction bar that goes all the way. X looks good. Y looks good. Got to get rid of this negative exponent, so I need to move W to the bottom. And there is my final answer. Pause right here. Do letter B and letter C on your own before I do it. Cool. You just did that. Hopefully you didn't waste your time and just wait for me, but you did it on your own. All right, this one is looking like the product rule. This is a product rule. So the product rule tells me I need to add these exponents. So 8 times negative 11 is negative 88. I get a 3 plus a negative 8, which gives me an x to the negative 5. 3 plus negative 8 is negative 5. 7 plus 5 is what, 12? So I get y to the 12th. Again, no negative exponents. Recognize, negative 88 is not an exponent. So don't start moving negative 88. No negative exponents. So, okay. So, let me see. This gives me negative 88. There's a negative exponent. So I'm going to move that to the bottom. This is good. So I'm going to keep it at the top. So my final answer looks like right there. Finally, letter C. This is looking like a power rule. Hopefully you've already done that. Here's the other thing to watch out for that you're going to forget. Put this in your toolkit. Don't forget the 14 has a 1. And power rule tells me to multiply all the exponents. So I get negative 1. So 14, negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. X. This has a negative 1. Negative 1 times 1, negative 1. Y, negative 1 times 3, negative 3. Now I have to write this without negative exponents. Okay, remember, all these have negative exponents. So let's go ahead and boom, 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 boom. That needs to move to the bottom. Excuse me. That needs to move to the bottom, so that becomes a 14 to the first power. This needs to move to the bottom, so that becomes x to the first power. This needs to move to the bottom since it's a negative exponent, that becomes y to the third. Remember, these have these invisible ones here. Well, I don't have anything left on the top. Oh, snap. What do I do? Put that invisible one there. Boom. Done. All right, next part. I want you to pause right here. Do 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what these would be as fractional exponents. Then I'm going to do it. Draw a picture if it helps. Cool. You're super smart and you follow directions. So you actually just paused it, actually just figured those things out because you actually want to be set up for your test today. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Perfect. So let's see. Let's draw this picture real quick. Boom, look how quick I could draw this. Root of 5, okay, this is 5 to the 0, this is 5 to the 1, and this is the square root, which means I need 2 of these. This has to multiply by itself twice to equal 5. Okay, so here's a root of 5 and a root of 5. Well, here it would be 5 to the 1/2. How many of these roots of 5 do I have? I only have 1. Final answer is 5 to the 1/2. All right, let's draw this next one. Here's 6. Here's 6 to the 0 power, which is 1. Here's 6 to the first power, which is 6. And something has to be multiplied by itself 4 times to get a 6. So I have to be like, boom, boom, boom. 4th root of 6. 4th root of 6. 4th root of 6. 4th root of 6. And it only has 1 of these, so this would be 6 to the 1/4, 6 to the 2/4, 6 to the 3/4, and this would be 6 to the 4/4. 6 to the first is the same as 4/4. I only have 1 of these, so boom, this becomes, I'm going to move that up there, 6 to the 1/4. Ooh, that is bad. Why was that bad? I'm putting that back. That does not, that looks like 6 1/4, not 6 to the 1/4 power. Make sure that you're clear. All right. Finally, let's do this one. The 4th root of 12 squared. So again, I got to take 12. Let me move that down a little bit. Got to take 12. Here's 12 to the 0. Here's 12 to the 1, which is 12. This is 1. And I have to do it into 4th roots. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fourths, right? So there's a 4th root of 12. There's a 4th root of 12. There's a 4th root of 12. And there's a 4th root of 12. But how many of those do I have? Oh, it says I have it twice. Because remember, the 4th root of 12 squared means 4th root of 12 twice times the 4th root of 12. So that gets me from here to here, here to here. So this is 12 to the 1/4. This is 12 and 2/4, which is the same as 1/2. So you could have had 12 to the 1/2 power, or you could have had 12 to the 2/4 power. Those both mean the same thing. All right, last up, modeling with fractional exponents. I got this investment, and it is growing exponentially. I started with $3, and by week 5, I have $9. How much will I have in 21 weeks? Psh, I don't know. So let's find out. Let's make a table. All right, here's my investment. Here's my X. Here's my Y. I started off with $3. By week 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, looks like I have $9. Why don't you all finish this off? Pause it right here and finish it. Or try. See how far you can get. Look back at what we did in class. Cool. So hopefully you're thinking about this growth rate and you're like, okay, well, how's this changing? This is, what is this? It's tripling every 5 weeks. Okay, so if this thing is tripling every 5 weeks, right, I see that. So it's times b once, times b twice, times b 3 times, times b 4 times, times b 5 times. So this equation says 3 times b to the 5th power should equal 9. All right, now I can just solve this. Divide by 3, b to the 5th power equals 3. Take a 5th root, take a 5th root. B equals the 5th root of 3. And that's where I don't want to figure out what that equals. I want to turn the 5th root of 3 into a fractional exponent. Right? We just did it over here. The 5th root of 3 at this point, hopefully you figured out that the 5th root of 3 means the same thing as 3 to the 1/5 power. So this is now my B, or my growth rate. So let's plug it in. Y equals A times B to the X. Y equals my initial value, which is A, 3, times B, my growth rate, which is 3 1/5, to the X. So now we're going to break down, how can I use a rule for this? 3 1/5 to the X looks like the power rule. So I can multiply this times the exponent. So this is 3 1/5 times x, which is x over 1, which equals 1 times x is x, 5 times 1 is 5, 3 to the x over 5. That's the growth rate that looks pretty that I want to use. So I'm going to say, now that I've changed this piece right here into this, it looks nice and pretty. Y equals 3 times growth rate of 3 to the x over 5. What does that mean? I start with 3. What is this? $3. This is exponential, so my money triples every 5 weeks. Boom. All right. This last problem, number 2, I'm going to say you should do it on your own. I'm not going to go through it, but you should do it on your own, and we'll take questions in class. Zombies take over GHS. There are 2 zombies in our class initially. After 7 weeks, there are 48 zombies. How many zombies would there be in week 4? Test tomorrow. You're going to get the whole first half of class to practice problems that look like this as well. So you're going to get more practice, but you should make sure you're doing this one tonight. All right, that's it. I'm out. Peace.